Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another Lost Ark video. We got two in a row, is it, I think? Because Winter Loa On just happened, and I was going to just put together a video myself, but right as I was about to put together it, I refreshed the subreddit and saw somebody put together a really nice comprehensive summary. So I scrapped what I was doing, and I just am going to ride this. Because it's just nicer than what I was going to make. So thank you, nolyfe, for your contribution. You are a goat, my friend. But basically, Winter Loa On just happened. I guess it would have been probably about 12 or maybe a little bit more hours from when this video finally gets posted. But we're just going to be briefly going over it, because I'm probably going to end up going over this much more in depth in my Topical Tuesday video. Though I might just do them both. You know, fuck it. But biggest thing to note is there's a new region, Remeria. So I won't do anything crazy, but this is sort of what you got going on here. I mean, it looks nice, but the thing about Lost Ark is it's never not looked nice. Like, this game just looks good, to be fucking honest with you. It's a nice game. But there's that. Coming out January 8th, 2025. Damn, it's crazy to say 2025, but there's also a new class. Yes, fellas. It's another specialist. The direct translation, according to the captions, is Wild Soul, but it's likely going to be localized as, like, Druid or something, to my understanding. I believe there's some talk about Druid being localized for Russia already, because I believe Russia got their roadmap already. Low-key kind of jealous about the Russia region, just because they get stuff like that, like, instantaneously. And AGS is like, shit, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow, maybe a week from now, maybe 2 weeks from now. But doesn't matter too terribly much. These are all the Korea release dates, January 8th, 2025. Though I do know they mentioned something about trying to release things in tandem with Korea. And if I'm not mistaken, let me see if I can find the Russia roadmap. Russia roadmap, RU roadmap. Here we go. So you can kind of see here, January for them, they're getting the Magic of the Unity system and the new Kazeros raid, Act 2, Requiem, so Belshaza. Then in February, they're getting Usper Mokukus, whatever the fuck that means. They're updating the Arc passive system and the new class Druid. So this is what I was talking about with the translation or the localization. So they're getting the new class in February. So it's very reasonable to expect us also probably getting it in February. Maybe Copium January, but it's unlikely. But they also teased Female Paladin with a summer 2025 release date, which I think is kind of wild. I truthfully, and I know a lot of people feel this way, kind of wish these were swapped. Just a little bit. Like, I think conceptually a Druid would be really cool, but I don't really know why they decided to make it a specialist. I don't know. That's just a me thing, though. When I think Druid, I think, like, Diablo 2 Druid, so maybe it's just my meat's head brain. New Kazeros raid, Act 3. It is being released at the end of January 2025. This might blow your ears out. No, never mind. It saved my mute. But this is the new Kazeros raid that's coming out for them in the end of January. Pretty cool. I mean, shit just looks cool in Lost Ark. That's like one of the biggest draws to playing the game, for me at least. Obviously, I'm not going to go through all of it, but we're going to skim it. Like, just the visuals look so good. And it's like, this is not like a CGI cinematic either, or a pre-rendered cutscene. Like, this is just game footage. It's crazy. But, you have some, like, 3D stuff, or not 3D, but, you know what I mean, like, weird perspective from, like, the water dungeon shit. Pretty cool looking. But, new raid that's coming for them. It's going to be a 3-gate raid, difficult being moderate, whatever that means. Normal mode entry is going to be 1680, hard mode is 1700. Gate 1 is going to be the Theamine, as you can kind of see from the clip that we watched. Guardian of Chaos is gate 2, and then gate 3 is the Monarch Mortem Alarak raid. Yeah, it's Alarak raid reskin. That's kind of what I was thinking. Reintroduces the unique camera angle. Some people hate it, some people love it. From the little bit of the Alarak raid that I did back when that was like content, I didn't hate it. It just is what it is, you know? Kazeros raid, post-Lewd Fortress of Obliteration, before summer 2025, the final Kazeros raid fighting Kazeros himself. Raid will be harder than Theamine, reintroducing the first mode for this raid. So, make of that what you will. Strike Remeria. This is like... This is some different kind of content, if I'm remembering correctly, because it's been a while since the live stream. This is, yeah, 2 different modes, 8-man for endgame that needs progging, 4-man can be cleared with matchmaking. So yeah, it's like, I guess they're calling it a strike, but it's like it's like a raid, not raid. It's like a piece of content. I mean, I think more stuff like this would be kind of cool in the game, but it doesn't necessarily have to be limited. And then the raid changes, December 18th is when these are coming out. Theamine Echidna getting a solo mode. Theamine Echidna Behemoth Mats added a solo raid. Kindred solo mode tokens from Theamine Echidna. Nerfing solo mode raids. Clown Bingo mode will be removed. Get additional random buffs in solo mode. Gold from solo mode is now 80% of normal mode. NAE you already have. Kind of funny that Korea copied the other regions for once. This is crazy to me. Additional guides and smart things to help new players. Of course, with that comes gold nerfs. Voldus hard mode 10.5k, normal Theamine 10k. It's actually crazy to me how normal Theamine is less than that, but is what it is, I suppose. Hard Theamine's 15.5k, 23.5k with gate 4, and Behemoth is 18.5k, which is still higher than our Behemoth, but our Behemoth boxes cost less, so that's why. That's the reasoning why. I think our Behemoth is 18k gold. Highly unlikely NAE will be getting these gold changes anytime soon. I mean, depends. It would be nice to not get them soon, but, you know, AGS Smilegate can do whatever they please. Other content that's coming with the Kazeros raid, new Curzon front level, Ebony being cube, and then the new Guardian raid. Guardian raid is a fucking lightning frog, basically. It looks very similar to Frog, Moak. The Arc passive stuff is getting revamped, which is pretty cool. The old accessory engraving set bonus system being replaced with Arc passive. So it's being like, I guess it's not necessarily being revamped here because it was already kind of talked about, but this is like the fully fleshed out system where like engravings and stuff just won't exist anymore. And this shit is what unlocks starting in tier 2 apparently, which is kind of cool. I do kind of wish they just did this from the start of tier 4 though, but that's like one of my biggest complaints because I think Arc passive is a really good system for what it is. This has reduced the time of reduce the amount of systems the new player will need to learn, which is good. And then system reworks. Yes, Transcendence is getting reworked slightly. It is no longer Minesweeper. It is just going to be a dice rolling game, similar to, I guess the post here says Monopoly, but it's literally just you roll dice and you move. the caption, it's gonna be like a board game. You can move 4 tiles in 1 click. You roll dice, you move spots. It's literally just brain dead gambling at this point, which is definitely better than the fucking mess that Transcendence was before. But this is not my first option for fixing it. Cost reduction also reduces the time sink and skill for the system. The skill is the big part, and also just the time in general, but the time and the skill kind of go hand in hand because the skill, this word should just be replaced with calculator. And then elixirs. So chaos and order were removed, which is the set effect things. Fucking hat and gloves. Tapping effects are more straightforward. You're gonna start with 4 effects, choose the 5th. You will start with 4 effects and choose the 5th. Yeah. No idea. I remember this. No idea how this is gonna work, but we'll see, I guess. They didn't mention anything about gold costs or anything, if I'm remembering correctly, and it's not noted here, so I just have to assume that they didn't. This is like a music sheet thing, if you're familiar with other games, but you can play music in game now. Stuff like this, I think, is really cool, and I think this shit should have been in the game for a long time. Because, again, you want other things to do in Lost Ark other than just raid. And overall, this whole winter Loa On, for what it's worth, there is raids and content and stuff, like raid content, but I think a lot of it does focus on a lot of the pain points of the game, and it's a good thing that they're doing it. We'll just see if they continue to do it, because there's still a lot that needs to be done. New island, Ernuzan. Yaz trains, how cool. To the Sea of Remeria, it's where Yaz train. The Yaz. New collectible, Nuckman's Illusion Stones. Look into the past of the Illusion Stones, the long history of Remeria. 10 Illusion Stones you can collect on release, more will be added, so it's just literally a new collectible. Another Makoko Express 1640 item level, and that's going to be starting for them very, very soon on the 18th. The biggest thing out of this, though, is the fact that it gives LOS 24 after you clear Ivory Tower, so it seems like they finally understand that Deep Dive 30 isn't good enough, and while LOS 24 isn't LOS 30, this is significantly better of a starting point than Deep Dive 30. Because it just lets you get... I guess I would have to look at the numbers, but I imagine LOS 24 is probably like 60% of the way of being done. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, without me sitting down and thinking about it. 1580 gives a con gear with 70 quality. I like this. I like that they are giving quality like as a baseline, because it's kind of irrelevant for older players, but for newer players who don't have infinity chaos stones, something like this actually does kind of mean a lot. 1600 will give you a 40 set of elixirs, a luck set as always. Would be nice if they'd just let you pick, honestly. Would it really be that broken? I don't think so. 1610 gives full level 3 transcendence and armor. 1620 gives 20 echidna mats. 1640 gives 100 behemoth mats. You can see here the end rewards are pretty good. Tier 4 mats, legendary mats, relic accessory shards. Legendary selectors, 30k gold, and a bunch of tier 4 level 7 gems. And by a bunch, I mean two of each. But that's still pretty good for what it is. And then this is also another thing that I've seen people talk about, and I also agree is kind of stupid. The end reward includes 30 scrolls for advanced honing, decreasing tapping costs, and increased great success chance to 60% and double great success to 40%. They didn't change advanced honing at all, aside from these scrolls being a reward from the new Makoko Hyper Express. And this is kind of like... This, to me, comes across as like they acknowledge that it's a problem, but it's not a problem they want to fix yet. I'm just like, please, man, you're so close. Some tier 3 honing changes, which honestly aren't... we don't know specifics, but I don't know if this will be enough. And this is, as far as I'm aware, only up to 1580. I could be smoking dick, but I don't remember in the presentation this going to 1620. Overall mat cost reduction, gold cost reduction. You can buy array house and shards from solo raid trade vendor. No info on this if this is weekly or one time. But if this is weekly, this is big. And if these do apply past 1580, this is also very big. But we'll just have to wait and see. Or wait and see, I guess, for the Korea patch on the 18th to see really what kind of goes on. And then there's just a bunch of QOL stuff, which is really good because it shows that they sort of listen to people in some regards. Mage necks are slightly shorter. They look like giraffes still. It's funny. And I did kind of gloss over this, but this is a big one too that I was looking forward to when they revealed this, is consolidating damage numbers. So like an ability that hits a bunch of times for a bunch of small amounts of damage. Like, for example, Soulfist Merciless Pummel. It's very hard to see how much damage your Merciless Pummel is actually doing. So it consolidates the numbers into one big number, which means I can actually see a quantifiable number of how much damage my MP is doing, which is pretty cool. I don't think it will apply to classes that like spam a bunch of skills. It's literally just like multi-hit skills, so like Merciless Pummel. That's the one that comes to mind because it's the class that I play. I guess, I don't remember the skill for Shadow Hunter, but there are skill, the Claw Slash. I just don't remember what the skill is called. That one would probably affect it too, because it's a bunch of multi-hits. Just anything that multi-hits, right? It would consolidate, which is very cool. And then this is just showing more of this stuff. Female fighter pose is updated for Scrapper. Scrapper is saved, some have been saying. Makoko-themed cursors, this is kind of fucking fire. I like this so goddamn much. The fish one goes fucking hard, bro. This is fire. New Arc Pass, of course. New Winter event, of course. And that's it. So, at least on the summary. But, I mean, this is everything that was announced in the Winter Loa On. And again, I want to shout out the guy who made this summary, because I was working on my own summary to make this video, but then I refreshed the Reddit and saw this, and this is infinity times better than anything I was going to put together. So thank you, nolyfe, again. And that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to bring this video out since it's new. This ended up being longer than I wanted it to be, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. And I'll still probably talk about this on Tuesday in similar detail. Maybe more if more detail actually gets posted and we find out more about how this stuff works more specifically. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for spending your time with me. Like the video if you like it, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you to my YouTube members. It's Biscuits, Inder, Diz, Remix My Life, I'm Nufu. You guys are the greatest and I love you all. Be wonderful to each other. Bye.